It's Friday, September 24th, 2021. I'm in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. That's the flag that they fly at the national sports games and inside the state of New York public school systems where I was being held during the staged kidnapping that I can't seem to escape from while strategic management is doing their things trying to plan and secure a city. I mean, like, they're all playing games, is what it feels like, while I'm stuck here in an ever-changing acclimate, and I seem to be the least of priority, yet I am the most sensitive, and I'm being harmed, and it was known about prior to my appearance. Today I had a court something or other. Again, I don't really know your court systems. I don't know the United States court system. I don't know international court system. I don't know local court system. I mean, in Bayside Station, in the zip code I'm in, 11361, there's no courthouse. There just isn't. When they built my version of Mayberry, being Bayside Station, they did not plan properly with a town hall. They did not have a courthouse. There's no civics in the village. And there's a couple of Irish bars. I am told that they're Irish. I'm going to go with that since I see an Ireland flag outside of one, but I cannot discern if all of them are Irish. But they say that there's a large Irish population in Bayside. It's not what I see. I see a whole lot of what has spoken. I did not make this claim, but they have in Bayside Station a Chinese, a Korean, and a Japanese restaurant. They have 3 different types. And there's an assortment of different looks. I'm not an aficionado, and I don't like to insult people, so but I don't even know if the words that they say are globally accepted as an identity. I have no way of discerning that. I don't even have a proper court system. There's no town scholar that I've ever been introduced to or that I know about. I mean, if there was a town scholar in 1980, is it the same gentleman now? I mean, like, how do you find this person? And it should be somebody related distally or otherwise to you in genealogy and ancestry, but I really don't have that. And my father's definitely not a scholar by any stretch of the imagination. In thermodynamics, I'd be what's called a time crystal. So we'll just use this as a prop, P-R-O-P, for thermodynamics at the moment. So there's some, it says this is all I have for some bogus case where Anthony actually stole my keys and hid them and would not give the keys to my vehicle back, which I bought the vehicle prior to the marriage license being filed because it's the only asset I had. And then now he took the keys and he uses it. I wanted NYPD to file a police report that he stole it and have him arrested after he had me arrested. They wouldn't. I told the woman, it says the Legal Society, Criminal Defense. I'm the criminal apparently now, but then again, there's New York, there's criminal children from everywhere. So, and here we are. That's who is kind enough to represent me, I suppose, since she knows something about whatever the hell they're up to in the city, kind of, sort of, in a not really way, since they never really disclosed to anybody. This is This is the judge guy, I guess. That's how they title him H-O-N and then a dot. So on Han, no, it's not Han because it's H-A-N, but it's on as in honorable, perhaps. But I mean, again, I'm just going off of the documents that the humans give when I left after being arrested for false charges. I mean, it's a hollow core door. It's not like I came in with a battering ram. And my son was locked on the inside of the door with a known drug addict and felon. I mean, like this, and he had stolen property on him. I mean, like, you humans really use any excuse. It's disgusting, but whatever. So, this woman, Michelle Oliveras, she was really kind to me yesterday and today. Not like most of the city representatives. She was actually nice, which I would normally say she must be from Long Island, but whatever. And so, let's think about this. So she postponed it. She said they wanted to continue something. I'm like, what for? She's like, does Anthony or your father want to continue? I'm like, my father? What was my father? And then I had to explain that my grandfather's name was Anthony Cattaruzza. Has nothing to do with shitbag Tiafrio 1975. Tiafrio 1975 is like the toilet paper that's stuck to my foot and I can't get rid of. Not my problem, but he's become my inherited problem somehow in all of this staged kidnapping I can't seem to get out of. Through no fault of my own, might I add. So now I also want to mention Alexander James, who is in a household with non-family members. He is going to Oceanside at the moment, Oceanside High School, and there, in his junior year, they have a class for him that's called product placement or product something or other. Now, I don't know. He said that he's building something. I asked if, when he was finished with it, if he could gift it to me, that I could have it in my room to remember him by, since I miss him terribly. And he said he would. So, he apparently, I know, in National, through thermal dynamics of time crystals being not of this earth, and not always having a proboscis or prosthetic on your face, that when the products get shipped into the city, there's like sales. I was watching Leave It to Beaver this morning. I'm like, right, okay, so sales tax, it was like 24 cents on the receipt in my grandfather's day. Now it's like dollars and like multiple dollars, which really adds up. No idea where that money goes. No way to even question where it goes. I wouldn't know who or how. But I know that what the national brand is, if there's a multicultural, multi-ethnic trade war going on, there's supposed to be some assurity. Like, I'm supposed to, for my genealogy, my ancestry, if war breaks out, I'm supposed to know I can eat this food and it has been cleared and it contains no poison. I can buy these products, they've been cleaned, and I won't be hit with any penalty or excess tax without representation, and so on and so forth. Yet, for some reason, in this disgusting demograph that I'm stuck in the staged kidnapping, I have no access to these things. So how do I protect myself, in actuality, and my children, when they don't publish a national list of any kind? especially for my own genetic, where I can buy products or research project or no products. There's no like consumer protection whatsoever. So now Alexander's in a class called product branding. Now I'm wondering, like, because there's in supply chain supply command chain supply, I don't know, something like that, from high command. There's supposed to be a supply chain that you can follow and know that family of products. You know them by name, by sight, and that's to protect oneself while they're traveling abroad away from their home territory, somewhere in what I call perfect. But while I'm in this heathen land, there's been no attempt. There's an umbrella company called Home Depot that's orange. And then there's Lowe's, Lowes, which is a blue, red, and white. And Home Depot is just an orange. So even the colors don't make sense for I should be covered under either umbrella. But the thing is that I don't have access or say in the supply chain as to which products from my home territory to make sure that the sales tax is going both ways and that there's movement and flow of responsibility, but also of protecting as a backup plan. I have no way of even knowing what, other than the gentleman who came to me and said that he was Albanese. And I said, that makes sense. I'm like, Albania. His father's Albanian. I was like, my grandfather has documents of Albania. I was like, and you look very similar. Closest thing I've ever seen in person. So I'm like, that's interesting. So is that the home territory that I should be addressing? Because it gets confusing. In my name, at the root of my name, it says Ruza, which the only puzzle I could solve is if I flip the Z's into two S's, it looks like Russia. But that's like in Catwoman's name in Universal Cipher with nothing but myself to rely on around here. So I'm like, Albania. All right, if that's where we're supposed to be addressing. So then if that's where respectable people live, since none of them seem to exist in the United States of America, I'm curious then to know how, like, what am I supposed to do? They don't ask me for anything about what products they're buying. I don't know the brand names that are being distributed. I don't know who's involved. I mean, like, how do you even police that and keep track if you guys aren't even following the rules? At strategic management level, I mean, there's always a strategic management game going on, and they're not allowed to strategically kidnap in a staged format because there's reports saying, here's the damage report, here's who's being damaged, here's who's socially engineered into a damaged position, and this is a war crime against your people for pursuing action and judgment of keeping control of strategic management funds, planning, operation, while damage report is not even being handled properly. So here we are. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I bought a lot of Home Depot and Lowe's products, but the boxes, when you get them, I mean, I didn't really check the country. I mean, I could have gone in, I could still go into the store and figure it out. But, like, it doesn't even dawn on me because it's under that umbrella company. I'm assuming, since I'm in stage kidnapping and there has to be, if they're not even implementing that properly for funding and for tracking and tracing, how on earth are they policing the humans properly and the ports? And then funding the Arms Reserve guys and the Air Force Reserve guys, and then there's the real Air Force, and then there's some National Guard, and then there's some Capitol Police somewhere lower down the eastern seaboard, and then I got like the watershed guys to my north, but they're closer to Providence, which is in Canada. But then I got a French Canada, and then I got a British Canada, and then there's something going on with French and Algeria are fighting, and the British and the Colombians are fighting, and I'm like sitting here going, right, got that, guys. That's why you're the war room in the situation. Right, I'm still on the damage report under accumulated war crimes in some staged kidnapping that you all have fancy words and ways of explaining things, and then get to the public and you're like, yeah, I don't know. What do you want to do about it? Fix it. Like, we got other stuff to do. Yeah, I thought damage reports and, like, the held hostage report was kind of like the most important thing before you go out and find yourself, like, a new quarterback for some roast beef football team. Because you lost some bookie whatever at some rally that nobody even knew you were having. It's really painful to be one of the subjugated, just stuck in the gate, when you know you could be part of a team that's actually helpful in providing relief to areas that need relief, in better planning or movement of something. Or just get me the hell out of here and bring me back to what's respectful elsewhere so I can learn a new way of being, which would be really great. Or somebody who even knows what a thermal crystal is, or a star crystal. Maybe a neutron star would be like really amazing if I could find one of those. I mean, like, what number are you up to in knowing things? Like 10 at this point? I'm like, I mean, it seems like you're all outnumbered. I don't know why that is. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. I'm in Earth, solar system, Milky Way, galaxy. Galaxy is broken. Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. I also told Michelle Oliveira, that the court lady, or legal aid lady, that my short-term memory, I'm having a problem because I've got some follow-up phone call on November 12th at 9:30 a.m. She's going to work on filing paperwork to shut down whatever it is that Anthony, whatever process Anthony started or whatever, which I don't even know what that means. I'm like, right, again. I'm just kind of stuck in the middle. It's the way I've been since I arrived, and I don't know how to get out of this. And there's like no genetic counseling in my color category. I don't know, they're too busy like shopping for Ryan and, you know, I mean, buying gifts of all sorts and like going to fancy parties and on vacation while I'm just stuck here like, I gotta go to Home Depot and look for product names? For who? Why don't you send Kelly and Ryan into Home Depot and have them do some, like, Nazi, like, intern work? I mean, I'm the one who's been stuck here, and I'm bloated with electronic weight. I don't see anybody else suffering from these momentous decisions that everybody else seems to be taking. Nicole Cattaruzza, star 1978, star 8378.